Good afternoon. Uh, my name is Sunil Gupta. I'm co-founder, MD, and CEO of Yotta. We are a data center company into cloud and managed services. We have built our own sovereign cloud. And last year, we went big time into getting thousands of NVIDIA top-class GPUs in India and have built this product called Shakti Cloud. So today, I'm very, very thrilled to talk to you about how we feel that Yotta is revolutionizing and powering India's AI-first dreams. Well, we all know that AI now is no more a drawing board conversation. It's no more a concept. From startups like many of you who are in the stages of building models or fine-tuning some models or building some applications on the top of that, to industries and enterprises who are putting these models to use in their business processes, to a whole lot of educational and research institutions who are developing technologies around that, dealing with complex Indian data and building India-specific Indic models, to government who is trying to see, and I think we saw in the last presentation how government is trying to put AI for various government-to-citizen services. I think AI has come a long way. India has come a long way, I can see in the last 1 year itself. Now, what we are trying to do is to power all these India's ambitions. We need to have a very large-scale accelerated computing infrastructure, sovereign infrastructure in India itself, and that is what we have brought in. And in the next couple of minutes, I'll be speaking about that, what we bring to the table to fuel these ambitions. Well, we all know that India's digital footprint has grown like crazy in the last 20 years. From the days of early 2000s to today, we have come a long way. We have more phones than our population in India. We have more than 75 crore smartphones today. Not like you and me, our town B, town C population is possibly creating and consuming more content every single day. Our number of digital payment transactions have crossed 100 billion in a year, which is more than 50% of the rest of the whole world. So you can just see the tremendous growth we have done in terms of enabling ourselves digitally, both in our personal and professional life. Now, all this has been built in the last couple of years on the backbone of a strong technology, a strong infrastructure, and a strong connectivity backbone. And the same infrastructural elements are actually becoming the backbone for a large-scale AI use cases adoption in India. It is making India a very, very fertile ground for the next 1 or 2 years, how we will see a tremendous take-up of the AI use cases. Let us see the market opportunity in front of all of us. AI is almost growing at 25 to 35% CAGR. I'm very sure this number will further increase. We all know our Indians' capabilities to adopt technology. This may reach 17 billion by 2027. And why it is happening, besides many other trends which I talked about, which are the underlying tailwinds. But today, any businesses, whether it is e-commerce, fintech, edtech, all the sectors are basically adopting cloud technologies. AI sits on the top of that. AI, by the way, India, by the way, has second largest pool of engineers who are AI trained. That is second largest in the world. Our startup ecosystem of AI is again second or third largest in the world. And with our massive population creating and consuming content every single minute, every single day, we are actually creating that pool of data sets which is required for training these massive models in our Indian Indic languages, which India requires to build solutions for various use cases. Now, we know once in a lifetime, possibly you get technologies which are not sector-specific, which are not industry-specific. Computers was like that. Mobile was like that. Internet was like that. AI also has come across as that type of horizontal technology. You can customize it, you can fit it as per your needs, as per the needs of your industry, and as per the need of your vertical. Whether it is BFSI, where you are using AI for multiple use cases, whether it is fraud management or risk management or giving better personalized experience to the consumers who are calling the call centers of the banks, or for, I would say, consumer companies, retail companies who want to give personalized recommendation to the users, to the retail stores who possibly want to handle their supply chain problems, who want to give better recommendations, possibly have people-less stores in future, which have appeared in US, possibly will come sometime in India as well, to manufacturing, where you are creating digital twins to take care of preventive maintenance of your machines, again, to take care of quality control to detect faulty products before they go out in the retail shelf. So essentially, we all know, and I think possibly talking something which we all know, is that AI is all pervasive. It's all pervasive, and it is getting adopted very, very crazily across the world and in India. Worldwide, this market we are expecting to go to 130 billion in the next 4 to 5 years. In India, we are expecting it to go to 6.28 billion. Now, what is fueling this? And I can see this change in sentiment in last 1 year. I was speaking on similar topics 1 year back when we were just toying with the idea of getting these GPUs in India, and I can see the sentiment now and have seen the reports talking very different numbers in the last 1 year. Why it is happening? 71% of the tech leaders today are saying we will spend more on technologies. More important is, more than 85% say their topmost priorities to spend out of the tech budget will be on AI and Gen AI. Out of this, 89% say this is their topmost priority. And 54%, this is the most important thing. So far, we were all thinking Gen AI means content generation, right? But actually, 54% of the leaders are saying AI and Gen AI actually is helping them to reduce their cost by more than 10%. So essentially, if AI is going to help increase productivity, not just content generation, but help increase productivity and reduce cost, it is but natural, it is going to again be pervading all the walks of life across industries as well as in our personal life. Now, for all these AI dreams of India to succeed, whether it is for India itself as a large AI market, or whether, like India has been a big supplier of software and services to the rest of the world for the last 3 decades. So India is supposed to be serving the AI tools and technologies and models to itself, because India is going to be the largest market. But India also needs to become the same leader in AI as it is leader in software services. If we have to achieve both these ambitions, what is lacking today and what need to be corrected is we need to correct the availability of infrastructure. We all know if we have to build large language models, India has got 300 plus languages, right? And if we have to build our models in various native languages, serving our population, many of whom may not be very conversant in talking in English, in writing in English on a screen, how we can bring thousands of GPUs, high-performance GPUs, to process those large data sets, process those complex algorithms, to make India-specific large language models, to make India-specific small language models specific to individual B2B or B2C use cases. So this infrastructure element has to be sorted. The second part for why it has to be sorted within India is not just, yes, you need thousands of this compute infrastructure for training as well as for inferencing, but second and more important is, unlike in case of cloud, where possibly we have all accepted that our applications and content can be hosted in a cloud which possibly might not be hosted in India. But in case of AI, where your enterprise data, where your personal data, raw data is going and getting put into a machine which is getting trained on your data, the first thing which everybody is talking about, the first thing everybody is concerned about is the security and safety of their data. So essentially, how we ensure that the AI compute infrastructure where your data is going to be processed and stored has to be in India, has to be processed in India, has to be compliant to the laws and regulations of the country, and not actually getting into conflict with the laws of the land when some of the laws of the big tech essentially start coming in conflict with the laws of the land. So that sovereignty element is as much important as much is the sheer availability of the compute infrastructure in India for processing the models. And third, of course, is cybersecurity. And what we are doing as Yotta, being a data center and cloud operators, we have actually brought in these GPU elements on the top of that, taking care of all these elements. Massive amount of compute available on the doorsteps of everybody on a cloud model, on a usage model, literally paying something by the hour, taking care of cybersecurity, and taking care, of course, of the sovereignty element that you process your models, you build your models, put your model for inferencing right here in India. Well, access to GPUs essentially becomes the most critical element, right? Worldwide, while we see appearance of AI models and use cases across board, every single day we see and hear new and new stories, but there is a rush for getting GPUs. Any and every GPUs which NVIDIA is producing is actually getting gobbled up by the big tech and also by so many other people who really want to get access to this GPU. So it is very, very important for India as a country that we get a fair share of these GPUs so that we can build our models here in India to solve our use cases. What we ended up doing is we have secured 16,000 H100 GPUs in India, which are available with us. And being an elite NVIDIA partner, we have got access to much more of that in the coming times, so that any and every use case in India, whether it is a very, very large model or whether it is small B2U model, we have all of them. We have the ability to satisfy all those needs here in India itself. Our relationship with NVIDIA is not transactional. It is very, very strategic. If you can recall, last year, after ChatGPT got launched in August, Mr. Jensen Huang, NVIDIA CEO, had come to India. He met the Prime Minister. And there was a commitment, clear commitment from Mr. Huang to India, to Mr. Modi, that they will support India in every possible way. With China out of bound of NVIDIA because of various trade restrictions by US, it was but natural that India may turn out to be the largest market, possibly after US. So that commitment from NVIDIA to India turned out to be a commitment to Yotta because we jumped in the fray first time and we say that, OK, from India, we will be placing the order on NVIDIA. We will get all these GPUs and make these GPUs live in India on a usage cloud model. So this is what we have put in India now, live and available for the last couple of months. We have put in a large cluster of 16,384 H100 GPUs, besides thousands of L40S GPUs. These GPUs are connected to each other through an InfiniBand network. Essentially, you have got 3,200 Gbps of connectivity from one GPU node of HGX to another GPU node. So you can just imagine when you are actually doing this training, you have to, number one, the GPUs have to be topmost. Second is the GPUs need to be connected to each other through the highest speed network so that the parallel training can happen. And the third element you can see is the storage. Even the storage has to be those NVMe disk, and it has to be parallel processing framework, so that the data is also fed to the GPUs at the same speed at which GPUs can process the data, so that the time taken for you to train your large language models is lowest possible. And the same actually applies for a many ways for inferencing also. When you are actually putting in a prompt, how fast a model can actually process your prompt and give you the output in return, whether it's a text or an image or video, also becomes important. That your GPU, the network connecting the GPUs, and the storage where the data is there, is all the three are absolutely high speed. And that is what we have brought in as a part of our Shakti Cloud. I'll just quickly run through a small video, which will
Standing
just give you
at
a
the
glimpse
cusp of an unprecedented digital revolution, India is poised to become a global powerhouse in artificial intelligence. India's vast pool of skilled English-speaking tech professionals not only serves its own booming market, but is also a vital resource for AI development worldwide, positioning India as a high-potential AI garage for the whole world. Enter Yotta's Shakti Cloud, India's premier supercomputer and a titan among the world's largest supercomputers. designed to propel India into the AI-driven future. Built indigenously by Yotta, Shakti Cloud is one of the largest supercomputers in the world and has been built at an extreme scale, following NVIDIA's technical reference architecture completely. At its core, Yotta's Shakti Cloud harnesses the power of 16,384 NVIDIA H100 GPUs and thousands of NVIDIA L40S GPUs. The GPUs are clustered together utilizing a high-speed InfiniBand network comprising specialized switches and cables. With the requirements for training large language models in mind, Shakti Cloud also incorporates exabytes of low-latency, high-performance parallel processing storage. Shakti Cloud has also been built with sustainability in mind, with more than 50% of the power used generated from green sources. Shakti Cloud also offers a very intuitive, user-friendly, and feature-rich self-service portal that enables MLOps and end-to-end machine learning pipeline ecosystem. The portal helps users seamlessly select the desired GPUs, implement the desired clustering, use serverless functions, select from an array of pre-trained models from the marketplace, ingest data from external sources, process data for training the models, use various training frameworks, and finally make the model available on the marketplace for inferencing purposes. Hosted at Yotta's 700-megawatt Mumbai data center campus with unlimited scalability in a high-density data center environment, Yotta's Shakti Cloud, where India's AI journey begins and the world's AI journey accelerates. Join us in powering the future.
So, as I said earlier, there are two types of GPUs which are available in Shakti Cloud. The first one, H100s, are the ones which are the most in demand for training of large language models. With this cluster, we can, because we are following this NVIDIA's reference architecture, we can, if required, scale up to 1,000 HGX nodes in a single cluster, which essentially means 8,000 GPUs. This is a combined capacity, more capacity than what was required for training your ChatGPT 4o. So it is a very, very large capacity which can be put into a single cluster if it's such a demand comes for developing any of the models. Of course, we have the L40S as well. That is the one which is more put for the use cases of inferencing. And that also is scalable to build clusters for more than 500 nodes, which essentially become 2,000 GPUs in a single cluster. Well, this is a slide which is of importance, and this is something which was visible in the software in a small glimpse, that the Shakti Cloud is offering various layers of services. At the fundamental layer, of course, there is a compute. You have got the L40S and H100 GPUs. You have got CPUs for making your clusters. You have got storages, both the high-speed storage from which the data is fed to the GPUs, but also the object storage for you to bring your data first or to put up for backup or recovery or archival. There is a network which is connecting the GPUs at the back for large trainings, but there is an Ethernet network on the top. We are actually putting this, so you can take a bare metal as it is. You want to have single node, or you want to have single GPU, or you want to have slicing of GPU. All those things are possible. But if you want to have a large cluster, we deliver fully managed Kubernetes cluster and Slurm clusters. And on the top of that is basically the various AI core services frameworks. Because we also have what is NVIDIA calls NVIDIA AI Enterprise Suite of software. So all those tools and technologies which are required for you to either train your models or later on put your models for inferencing, they're all available in Shakti Cloud. And of course, for your data processing, also the various tools required. Now, when you have either during the training time, also for once you're putting the model for inferencing, it becomes like any other application which you're putting on the internet for consumption by the end users. So essentially, the cyber security services become as much important because you are connected to the rest of the world, and that is where our core data center services of various cyber security services and various managed services like a managed DR or data replication, they all come in very, very handy. Many of these elements come by default when you consume our GPUs for your models. Many of these services come by default, and many of these services actually we construct a custom solution for enterprises in case they want so by putting up all these components. Yeah, I covered all this. Yeah, I just talked about it. The Shakti Cloud can be put for various use cases. You want to put it to a use case of training of a foundational model, a large language model with billions or trillions of parameters. Shakti Cloud can handle that. You want to build, take up an existing model from, like open source model from a marketplace and then fine tune it with your own data, or you want to use a model and connect your RAG to that. All those possibilities are possible here. But what we have done, which possibly I missed mentioning in the previous slide, is we have come out with some very unique products which will become very relevant for different segments of market. One of them you can see is an AI lab. AI lab is nothing but you can say is a GPU-powered workstation which will be offering to schools and universities and also to various tech companies who want to train their employees or students on AI, hands-on. So while there is a lot of theoretical content available on YouTube and various educational websites, but what everybody wants is a hands-on training. So, but you cannot afford those GPU workstations at your own lab or in your own premises. So what we are doing is we have actually come out with this container-based workstations which you can access over the internet, and we are giving the ability to the university administrator, for example, to assign these workspaces to the students as per the time they want to use, as per their, the slotted assignments and also. That is one great product we will be coming out in the market in the next, you can expect in the next 2 weeks. There is another product. I talked about that for so many of use cases, even a single GPU may not be required. We actually have the ability now to slice the GPU and give you one small slices of GPUs. There is another product which we are launching is serverless. Essentially, you don't need to take a permanent subscription of a GPU on a fixed model. You can just take up a model from the marketplace. You want to use it, and you want to pay by the seconds, or you want to pay by the tokens. Those services also are getting available in the next few days. I think we just talked about it, that when you are actually putting in this large cluster of GPUs, a concern worldwide is coming in that these become power guzzlers. They add to the carbon footprint of the world. How we take care of those aspects also while we are putting in these large clusters in India is important. In our data centers, we are fundamentally a data center operator and building this GPU layer on the top of that. In our data centers, we are feeding these GPUs as on today with almost 100% of green power. We have got our own power distribution substations. We are able to source power from various hydro sources, wind sources, and solar sources. And today, we are actually powering our entire Shakti Cloud, all these GPUs, almost 100% with green power. I will come directly to, this is something which is very, very relevant for we have put our Shakti Cloud through. So when you are actually putting your data and training your models on Shakti Cloud, you are actually getting this entire capability by default. I will just spend the last few minutes on Shambho program. This is our startup accelerator program. We announced this program just a few days back in association with the NASSCOM and Telangana IT Mission. See, we realize and understand that while getting GPUs on your own is a very costly affair, for even a very large enterprise, it requires millions of dollars. And even if you're able to do that, you require a massive data center infrastructure, which possibly is not doable even for a large enterprise. So what is required is that you actually bring these GPUs, somebody like us as a service provider, bring these GPUs and convert them into a cloud model and start offering to all of you on a usage model, on a per hour model. That brings down the cost quite a lot. You don't have to take a long liability. You can maybe pay a few $1,000s and see and touch whether your thing is working. If it is working, you continue, pay more. If it's not working, you can come out. So it makes it very, very accessible to you. But what we also have realized that even after we have doing that, by the way, we have priced our GPU services almost lowest in the world, right? If you compare to $20 to $25 per hour, which is the prevailing rate for GPUs in the world, we have priced ourselves around $3 to $4 an hour. So which is like the typical Indian theme that in India, if we do any technology on a massive scale, but we bring it to the hands of consumer at a very, very economical price, that just flourishes. And we are actually going by the same theme. We have not only brought the best technology, but we also have brought in the hands of consumers in a very, very cost-effective rate. But even after doing that, what we are realizing is that even that might not be affordable for many of the startups who are at early stage, idea stage. They may have the best of the idea, but they are not able to afford it. We want to have those people. How do we actually get them onboarded, allow them to make their models, and allow them to go into a commercial stage? And that is where we thought of creating this startup accelerator program. This program essentially is designed to provide financial credits to various startups, besides obviously doing a whole lot of mentorship, training, and other programs for them. What this program is giving, number one is you get access to H100s. Today, H100 access is not there. Even if you go to any of the hyperscalers in India, you don't get H100. Nobody has got H100 in India. If you go abroad, of course, you will not get these type of credits. So with this program, you are actually going to get on credits H100 access, and you can get many of them. You obviously will get access to a full cluster of H100. You will be able to get credits up to 200K. 200,000 US dollar credits can be done. The starting layer of this program itself is 35,000 US dollars. So if you go to the next stage, you get more credit. You go to the next stage, you get more credit. You go to final cut, you more credit. So essentially, we are making sure, because GPUs will require a huge resources. This is unlike a normal general purpose compute. GPUs require far higher resources compared to a normal compute. So we have ensured that we pump up the enough credits for you to start up from an idea stage to a full-fledged commercial product stage. Of course, besides that, in association with NASSCOM and Telangana Mission, we are organizing within this program trainings, workshops. Once your product is commercially live, you are able to make money. Even after that, permanently, we are ensuring that these startups who are our partners get discounts almost up to 25% from our services. Of course, the benefit is you get access to H100, you get access to that right here in India, and you are taking care of the sovereignty needs of your end customers as well. Practically, this is for startups for sure, and we are making sure that any and every startup who has an idea, a fantastic idea on building something in AI is eligible. So whether you are at a seed stage, you are at an early stage, you are at a growth stage, whether you are funded, whether you are not funded, in all the cases, this program is applicable. You can possibly scan through this code, and there's a microsite which gives quite a lot of details of this program, and you can apply at this. So ever since we launched this around 15, 20 days back, we have got a flurry of applications for this, and we actually want to make sure that we are able to serve the needs of every single startup who has an idea on this. This shows some details of the program. You don't need to take a picture of this. This is all available publicly on our website, yotta.com/Shambho, and you can go through that. So as I said, that this technology is available in India. We don't need to really wait now for us to build large models. We don't need to just satisfy ourselves in building some applications on the top of pre-trained models. India possibly needs large models in its own Indic languages. We have far more use cases than anywhere else in the world which we can build on. We have far more data sets compared to anywhere else in the world which we can use to build models for our own use cases. And of course, as I said, we can export these expertise to earn foreign exchange also for the country. The capability of compute is available now, and it is available at a very, very aggressive price points. So my request to all of you, take benefit of this entire Shakti cloud, take benefit of this Shambhu program, and together, let us make sure that the India's AI dreams actually are achieved the way we want. Thank you very much.